guys, what's going on? FY My Pawn here, and welcome back to Magicraft. I'm going to just speed through the whole conversation and basically just say, let's just get into things and see what happens, because I'm going to be quite busy for a while, but I digress. Let's get back into things. So, we were on Nightmare 2, believe it or not, so I guess that just comes down to what we're going to do next. So, we've got a few choices. We've done Magician. We've done Summoner, I believe. I'm going to do the Dash set this time. And the Dash set is basically mouse-controlled eating ourselves. There's some dialogue, so we'll get to that, and yeah. Should be good to go.
Merlin's prophecy says temporal chaos merges worlds. Monsters come through, and so do heroes. By my calculations, you're probably legit.
Probably. I am amazing at video games. Even there's no harem.
Right.
Alright, let's go. We're going Nightmare 3, which is the ridiculous chaos. So let's have some fun with this. I have no idea what we're gonna do, particularly with this build that we've got, but I'm sure we'll have fun with it. Alright, let's turn off everything that we don't... Yeah, let's turn off everything and let's decide what we're gonna go with. So, a rule of thumb for me, personally, is that I don't really like, I don't exactly like the standing stone. It's kind of boring. So we're going to get rid of that. We're also going to get rid of cast, because there's no reason to constantly cast. Well, unless you've got, like, a fast attack build. So I guess we'll leave that be. Moving is fine, but I think we're going to get rid of it, just because it will give us more room to use time and cast, personally. As per usual, I disable Magic Bullet because Fuse is just the better version of Magic Bullet, in my opinion. Let's get rid of certain discriminatory damage. Let's get rid of Deceptive Mind specifically. We've got 10 more choices that we can remove. I'm going to be keeping Lightning Dash because I have a feeling that we're going to be using that quite a bit, so may as well upgrade it while we have the chance. And let's see what else we want to disable. We don't necessarily have to get these summons in particular. I think we are going to abstain from using Pop and Autonomous Grimoires. And I'll also get rid of the Pillars of Light, so that way we're stuck with only Hand of Cthulhu and Skull of Cthulhu. I think that'll be an interesting combo. As for other perks, we are going to get rid of Parasites. We are also going to get rid of Cadaver Explosion. And we've got 5 more choices. I'm going to get rid of Duets. We'll also get rid of Serial, I'm thinking. Let's get rid of Echo. Let's get rid of Umbilical Cord, because we don't really use that as often, and I guess technically we could use it with the Hand of Cthulhu, but nah. We're better off just using the Lightning at that point, and just connecting it to other Cthulhus at that point. And we got one more choice. I suppose let's get rid of Rebound. There's no reason for us to bounce our shots, I don't think. I could also get rid of Pen, but I guess we'll see. One moment. One moment, I just need to choose do something. We're going to probably swap Rebound for Pen, and that'll be good. Be right back a sec. Alright, I am back. Hopefully that is the last delay that I'll get, but who knows, right? Alright. Well, I think we've got everything set up, so let's just do this. So the fun thing about the dash is that you can just basically yeet yourself into the enemies and you'll quite literally just get things resolved. There is no real benefit for recharging faster, I do believe. Yeah, there's a period where you can't really do anything, so you just have to deal with it. I think it's tied specifically to your cast interval, but I could be wrong. Regardless, you can, at the very least, increase the amount of effect based on your duration. There we go. There we go. Took a bit, but we managed to do it. We did get a crit up, which is good, because this lightning dash actually has a very good crit rate, so getting more crit never hurts. I think for the occasion, yes, I could do Ember Hearts to increase our damage in an area of effect, which probably would be a good idea. But I'm probably going to go with the hexagonal die, just so our next roll is slightly better. Automatic Navigate is nice, but it's not going to help us in this instance, so we're just going to go with a range boost, and we'll still take it because it's a rare spell, so might as well take advantage of it. And the radius boost is actually going to make our lightning dash bigger. So that is something worth mentioning and grabbing. We'll grab the slight cost increase. And it seems like we got a... We can randomly get 1 to 4 curses and 1 to 2 relics. I'm going to drink that immediately. And we get a Rageful Eye for the Curse of Enemy HP Regen and Shrink's Effect Radius, which basically counteracts our range boost slightly, but otherwise, not a huge ordeal. We're going to go for HP here. There we go. Ow. Nice. At least the attack is, like, ridiculously strong, so it works out in our favor. Okay. Yeah, so aside from the cooldown being an issue, we'll be fine. At least we're getting more keys, so we'll be able to self-sustain. And those berry bushes are always going to be nice, considering they give HP back, so it'll work out for us. Alright. Well, at least taking out the spider is easy. We get some healing, and we get ourselves a new wand. As for what we've got the Featherweight Wand or the Energy Reservoir. The wand charges 3 energy for every spell cast, and the cast interval is ridiculously low. Either that or I go Energy Reservoir, and it charges every 4 energy for each critical hit. I'm going to go with the Featherweight Wand. It may seem like an odd choice, but with the automatic navigate, it's not a bad choice. Now, whether I rely on that, that's another thing entirely. But this does allow for a longer range shot. And I could see us using a laser build if need be, but I think we've already done that, so I don't exactly want to rely on it. So instead... Well, do I even do that? No, not really. I'll have to think on this one. But having this on the sidelines wouldn't hurt. Just in a precautionary sense. But yeah, I could do a swip swap here. If I ever need to do that, I can do that. There we go. What do we got? Reflection, Precise Shot, and Floating Wisp. When hitting an enemy, the spell will bounce to the nearest enemy 2 times. This could actually be pretty good. And we'll throw down a Precise Shot, because that will increase crits. This will be good for this. We'll get Reflection on here. So the Reflection, when hitting an enemy, it will bounce 2 times. So it does reduce the damage of the spell, but it's so small that it's not going to be an issue. There we go. Get another set of spells. There we go. Okay, well, we're suffering a little bit of damage, but it could be worse. We will take the range boost, because that's just going to make the AoE even better. And we'll take Hand of Cthulhu, because that's actually going to help quite a bit when summoning minions. We'll take these out in favor of Precise Shot. This will give a bit of an extra crit there. Not that we really need it. We'll put this on the side for now, but... Well, actually, no. We keep it on there just so we have it. But having the massive AoE with the dash is probably going to be our way forward. Not sure what we're going to do with a massive AoE like this, but sure to be fun, at the very least. Alright, let's get another relic. Okay. That was easy. Pop this open. Grab that. Okay, permanently increase max MP. That's a reduction of 5, but that's fine. We live with the negative consequences. Break these down so that way we get some more coinage. And what have we got? We've got the Tree Spirit Pendant, which increases healing, or at the very least restores HP up to 30. We can get a Merlin Robe, which would increase MP regen, but I don't think that's the wise choice. We'll roll to see what else we get. I think we want Elven Ears, because this'll, well, it won't matter when we do that, but it will matter when we do that. We'll go with Prospector Gloves. That houses a potential upgrade. A good one. We can only shoot into 4 diagonal directions, which is kind of funny. I kind of want to do that. Chests have a chance to open their mouths, which is really funny as well. We'll take these. That said, we got a lot of curses now, so... So I can only shoot into cardinal directions now, so that does mean we have the bit of an issue there, but that's fine. That is actually going to be a little annoying, but it could be worse. There we go. Okay. Somehow managed to not get hit there, but yeah, there you go. So it's looking like we're going to have to try and get the track upgrade if we want to live with the curse that we are suffering. Otherwise, we won't be able to survive. Or at the very least, we won't be able to properly target enemies. There we go. Alright, let's get another relic. Okay. There we go. Let's see, relics. While tentacles make a moves faster, spells can penetrate walls. This is a very good tool if we wanted to go places. Soulbone Crown, not as good. Let's reroll them. Blade of Fury would increase our damage output, but that's not good enough. I'm going to take the Seed of Greed, because that'll just help us overall. Refresh purchasable items and access to all doors. Let's reroll this. There we go. Permanently increase MP regen. Perfect. Grants invisibility. So, one advantage with having the Swiftcaster wand, or at the very least, being allowed to use the Lightning Dash, is you can actually cross gaps like this. That's a nice little addition worth mentioning. That was easy. There you go. Let's see. Resilient Physique would increase our damage output by double, which would make things really powerful for us, so I'm actually going to grab that. It's worth grabbing, at the very least. We'll grab the Electrified Crown now. And let's go get some spells. No. Actually, we're going to go to the Spring, specifically, because that gives us the chance to remove some of our cursed issues. We might as well use all of it. We get an 80% heal anyways, so it's nice to think about. Technically, we could also forego the heal and keep our attack damage up by 50%, but there is no reason to do that in this instance, so... Let's just take the heal. And even then, we take 70 points of that, and we heal to Seed of Greed, which increases our max HP anyways, so... It works out. I'm going to go with Invisibility when we face the boss. I think that's a logical solution here. But ideally, we want to avoid getting hit in general, so that way we can actually get the Cursed Room. So let's try and aim for that if we can. Alright. Okay, this guy's easy. Ah, damn. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping to get lucky, but no avail. I should have just used this and been done with it. The hell? I've not seen it do that pattern before, but yeah, no, we got hit, so no curse room for us. Not this floor, anyways. Unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Okay, we've got the choice between Ripple Wand and Spell Swiftblade. I'm gonna go with the Swiftblade solely because it's gonna make things go faster for us, or at least we are gonna move faster. And that's the important bit. I guess what we can do is just double down on the forced cooldown. We'll throw down the precise shot here. Now, if we can find a way to get this to proc automatically, then we're good. But, yeah, now, Swiftblade doesn't really... Well, I guess we can use our arrow keys to move around, so it's not like it's a huge ordeal, but the mouse is, more accurate, or the trackability anyways. Alas, we will just make do. We should be able to get the curse room for, part 2 if we get a strong enough build. Okay. We'll go for the coins. And if we need to, we'll just use this. Yeah, no, I really don't like that. I really like this instead. It's weird. It feels weird if I don't have it on the track. Oh well. I guess we're doing the track method. There we go. Bit of an odd situation, but it's fine. We will make it work. Okay, we got a quickening room, so we can actually go there. Okay. Randomly get 1 to 4 curses, we'll take that. That is 4 curses for 1 relic. That is unfortunate. Take the Serpent's Blood Potion, just to heal a little bit. Let's randomly upgrade a relic. We upgrade the Rageful Eye, which increases damage based on our missing HP, which is 16.5 currently. Okay. Okay, nearly. Okay, carefully. Ow. Okay, that was painful, but we managed to make it work in the end, so it's all good. Okay, we've got a choice between Prospector Glove, Stagnant Drop, or Wind Listening Ear. Stagnant Drop actually really comes in handy, so I'm actually going to grab that. It'll just help us against rogue attacks that come our way, so it's a nice tool. Venom Crystal, Orbit, or Floating Wisp. None of these really appeal to me. I'll take the Floating Wisp and the Orbit, because I have a weird feeling those two are actually going to play quite well into our build. Pop those open, so that way we get some stuff. Pop that. Nice. And we'll just break this open and see what we get. Okay, it's one of these rooms. Easy peasy. Just do that, and there you go. We get the time duration effect, which is actually really good for us. Now, if I can actually get the track ability, that would make things a whole lot easier. So we want track here, and when we do eventually get a track token, which is rare, we'll be able to utilize that so that way we can move around properly. Till then, Relic. Okay. Alrighty. So the advantage of having that is solely the ability to, well... Oh, okay. Just casually do that. There we go. Done. Okay. Let's see. Elven Ears, Ranger Boots, Hexagonal Die. Nope, let's re-roll that. I guess we'll take the Casket of Souls, so that way we start getting the proper set for the Soulbane Cask, or the Soulbone sets. That's going to help us get a lot of shield in the future, if we ever use it. But if we don't, then we don't. It's no big deal. I can go into there to get rid of my curse, but there's no reason to do so. Not yet anyways, so let's just get some more spells. There we go. So yeah, one burst of this is enough to actually nuke down one of the skeleton towers. There we go. That was easy. Okay, we've got a choice between Floating Wisp, Troll Spear, Serum, and Laser. I'm going to take Floating Wisp and Laser specifically, because that's going to allow us the ability to upgrade Laser, if we so desire. Let's just do this so that way we get... Oh. Okay, so no to that. I was hoping to get across there, but it seems like we just don't have enough room there. Which is unfortunate. We need flight there. I'll just continually attack from range. Although, I guess I could do this real quick. There you go. Ow. Okay, so that's not good. You can take away my transformation if you so desire. Well, I'm just gonna laser you down then. So be it. Let's see. This is a relic upgrade. Nice. Let's down... Well, first let's grab these. Okay, we've got a choice between Mimicry Cube, Laser Plus, and Meteor. Meteor would be nice, but Mimicry Cube would be better. I'm going to take the Mimicry Cube and the Laser Plus. This is going to allow us to upgrade the laser to a Laser Plus Plus when we get to an Anvil. But beyond that, we just use this, and we upgrade the Electrified Crown, which is nice. Ow. There we go. There we go. Not too hard. Of course, could be better. Oh. Okay, so we got reduced current HP to 1, converting 30% to the lost HP. We'd need to get a fount if we were gonna use that. Apply a discount to all purchasable items. We're going to actually use this because it actually reduced the HP cost by removing curses, so that's good. Alright. Here we go. Oh, nearly. Okay, we're not really getting lucky with this build, so this might be a failed run, I'm thinking. Could be wrong, though. But it certainly feels like this is a failed run. There we go. Yeah, this is probably going to be a failed run at this rate. Partly because of my troublesome ability of taking damage, but there's only so much I can do against this. Okay, Magnifying Glass, Merlin Boots, or Dusty Treasure. Let's see if I can't roll into something better. Bloodthirsty Gaze. There's a 20% chance to restore HP. That's not going to cut it. I think we go Demon Mass to get a higher crit with Lightning Dash. Probably the best I'm going to get. Resonance Rune would actually be perfect to work with the lasers. So we're going to take that, and we're going to take the damage boost. That's going to help in the long run. So we are going to put this here, this can go here, and we will swap for the Laser Plus. As for these, we can't really do much with them. Best I can do is go into here, see what's what. Okay, I can do this. There we go. That's easy. We get ourselves a Shadow Serpent Plus, which isn't really that amazing, to be quite honest, but it's something. Now I just got to make sure I get enough HP, so that way I can deduct it again to get 30% of that lost HP as at max health, which will be amazing. you go. Grab that. Grab the coins. Technically, I could do this faster. What I do here, though, is I swap over to Swiftblade. Yeah, no, I do Swiftblade here. And then I do insane amounts of cooldown. Put this here. This here. Put this here. This will be our secondary, and the Tritary will be just throwing out floating wisps. There we go. And that'll just throw a whole bunch of stuff out. We can also throw this here, so that way the wisps last for longer. We'll have Hand of Cthulhu going through for it. And I guess technically what we can do here is also throw in yet another to do this ridiculous stuff. And because of the automatic navigate, it will hone in on the targets, and we'll throw in an extra bit of damage to tuck it in perfectly. So this will be our primary way of attacking. It'll be like a laser turret, if you will. And when we run low on mana, we can just do that instead. There we go. Here we go. Win-win there. And from there, we take this. Enemies are slightly faster, but we do get the increased damage. And what trigger do we get here? This would keep us safe for one hit at the very least. Do I want the Treant Crown, though? I think I'm going to take it just for the sake of safety. This is just a precaution. Take the extra damage. That never hurts. And let's go get a relic. There we go. Okay, we lack keys. That is a bummer, so we can't actually access that in particular. But let's see what else we got. Ember Heart, Night Boots, Titan Pauldrons, none of those appeal to me. Let's go for the Blade of Fury. This is going to increase our crit damage. And because we got a crit rate of 50% with the laser, that's going to help quite a bit. This will just increase our crit damage by a slight margin, which is good enough for me. And let's just go. I wouldn't say this build is exactly perfect, but we're slowly getting stronger, which is exactly the point. And aside from the occasional hit there, there we go. Took a bit of a hit, but we'll be fine. Oh god. That was close. There we go, finally. Okay. So we managed to get the curse room this time, which is good. Whew. That was close. Oh, grab everything before they disappear because we've got that curse. And what wand do we go with? We go with Excalibur or the Frozen Touch? This has a slight... Yeah, this has a slight scatter compared to this, but Excalibur deflects or reflects most enemy spells it touches. I think we want to grow with Excalibur. It seems like an odd choice, I know. But if we get this into a special wand, we can actually have it just... Yeah, if we get it into a special wand, we can actually make use of it quite well. So we're actually going to do this. We'll do this as well. And anytime we cast, we're just going to start summoning little guys, or Hands of Cthulhu, which will help. Okay, none of these options seem all that appealing, but I will take Merlin's Beard specifically, solely because it will help us get the Merlin combo, which will increase our mana capacity significantly. The rest I'm going to ignore. Those guys aren't really that great, in my opinion, for this occasion. I should have used this, but that's my mistake. Inoptimal play, but whatever. It's all inoptimal play. But yeah, by taking the Merlin, by taking Merlin's Beard, our summon limit is doubled. This doesn't technically work with the Hand of Cthulhu, which is a bit of a bummer. However, we will make it work. Alright, relics. Oh, more curses. Nice. There we go. Grab this. Here we go. We've got our damage. Prospector Pickaxe. That's going to give us 80% damage increase, which is exactly what we needed. I'll grab 1 to 4 curses for relics. We get ourselves the Merlin Robe, which is good. That is another perk for us that's going to help us get closer to what we need. There we go. There we go. Gotta be careful with the enemies, but otherwise we're good. Okay. Alright, let's grab the relic here. Let's see. Free spirits. Nope. Let's re-roll this. Dusty Treasure, Infusion Hand Symbol, or Seal, or Blade of Fury. We're going to go Blade of Fury because that just increases damage output. Grab the coins, and we'll go for another range boost. This just triples down, so that way we can get the upgrade to increase it. Tranquil Bloom is not going to help us that much, but we will get it because I have a weird feeling we'll be using it. Okay. Can't really open that, can't really open that, so that is a bummer, but a welcome. But we'll deal with it. But yeah, no, the crit will triple our damage, so that's nice. Yeah, no, I think the lasers are probably going to be helping us the most. At least at this rate. Let's re-roll. I don't like those 3-inch shoulder guards or Cloud Piercer. I'm going to go Cloud Piercer because I have a weird feeling that we're going to be using that quite a bit. Grab that. Okay, yeah, no. The drops, us losing the drops sucks. Can't be helped, though. Okay. Nice HP. Can't really go in there. I'm losing out on a lot of stuff, which is really sucks. But it can't be helped. It's one of those situations, damned if you do, damned if you can't. Or don't, rather. Just can't get as lucky. At least in certain circumstances. I'm confident that I'll be able to get to the end of the game, or at the very least the end of the game, but I won't be able to get past certain individuals, at the very least. There we go. Grab that. Grab the HP. There we go. Alright. Elite. There you go. Okay. Not a fan of the surrounding, but could be worse. There we go. And it should be dead there. There we go. Done. Aside from getting hit a few times, we did really well. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, we've got Track Plus, which is exactly what we needed for the foreseeable future. We'll take Floating Wisp, because that seems to be one of our gimmicks. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the Floating Wisps here, move this here, move this here. And you know what? Let's actually put it here. I have a weird feeling that we'll be using it that way. Actually, no. We should use Resonance Rune here. Well, no. Let's use it on this. I kind of prefer it that way. Let's do automatic casting here. wand here, and all we're going to do is we're just going to put track here instead. And we will swap the lightning dash here. That's going to give us some insane cooldown, but that's actually not what we want. We actually want the size here. There we go. We've now got a massive barrage here. We'll do the cooldown here. There we go. Don't need a reflection. We'll keep the precise shot and the duration increase. Let's actually... Yeah, let's ditch the precise shot in favor of the area effect. There we go. That's going to give us an insane radius to work with our lightning dash. And if we upgrade the lightning dash, that's going to make it even more ridiculous, so there you go. As for what we're going to do here, I guess we'll deal with that there. There we go, put that there. And that'll be it. Close that. There we go. So yeah, that's going to be our next step here. But yeah, no, this lasts a whole lot longer now, so that's good. Ow. Oh. Ow. I really do want to make this work, though. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I really do want to make this work. It's just difficult as hell to do. We're going to take quite a bit of damage while we're trying this, so hopefully it works out in the end, but, yeah. I guess I could do Orbit. That doesn't really work, though. Yeah, no, Orbit's not the way to go. If we're using track, Orbit isn't the way to go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird. I think I could do better. I feel like there's a method I can employ to make this feel better, but as it stands, right now it's just not enough. I need to do something with it. I don't know. I'm sure there is a method to employ here. I just don't know what it is. I think the AoE is the right direction, but there needs to be something more with it, I think. Take the meteor. Do we need the volley? Not really. I'll take it anyways. Okay. Regardless, it's something worth thinking about. Oh. Just purge the enemy, as it were. There we go. Grab those. There we go. Oh god. There we go. Thankfully, taking one hit just does an area of effect damage, so that works out in my favor. And thankfully, all of it is shield, so it works out. Now, if I had a Midas potion, this would make things a whole lot easier. Fortunately, I don't, but that's fine. There we go. The good thing to temp HP just goes hard. Alright, let's see. Guardian Sprite, Dusty Treasure, or Rageful Light. Let's re-roll. Here we go, Merlin's Cap. That's going to give us some more MP, and it will give us the second to last ingredient necessary for the Merlin set. We just need Merlin's stock, essentially. We should be good. Okay. There we go. Bloody key. Finally. Okay, just casually bombard this one. Nice. Just take out the heart and then we're good. Bada boom. It's painful doing that. Alright, let's go to the processing station, because I can't handle this anymore. We need something more. And by God, it needs to be something. Anything, really. Okay, let's first start by merging some stuff. There we go. Okay, we got 2 of those. And of course we got the range boost plus, which is going to be nice. But we seriously need to do something about the, we need to do something about this, essentially. Okay. Let's roll the Shadow Serpent out. There you go. Okay, that's fine. Roll this. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got something. A upgraded Hand of Cthulhu, I suppose. That's start. But we need something more than a Lightning Dash, so I think we're going to have to reroll the Asteroid here. Or we could reroll the Reflection, because honestly, that's just reducing the damage from the laser, which is fine. We can re-roll that into something. We don't need another homing, so we're actually going to abstain from that. We got another track, which is not what we need. When a spell deals critical hits, randomly traction one other enemy within a radius of 7 meters and deals equal damage. That could help. But again, it's not enough, I don't think. I mean, another cube works. It would increase the radius, but we still only hit in a certain radius anyway, so... The cube actually doesn't really help that much, so we roll that. Dazzling Fireworks. At the end of the left spell, release the right spell 4 times. That's probably what we're going to need, actually, I believe. So we do this, and then we do this. There we go. Now we've got something. I think we can make this work. Just do multiple lightning dashes in the same vein. Make them last a ridiculous amount of time, and then we're golden. And if we can make them crits, all the better. So we are going to want... Well, we don't want the homing, because that actually impedes us a little bit. We will go for the time duration, though, because that means the lightning dashes do more. And while the casting isn't that fast, we've only got so much mana to work with, so... It's the best that we can do in this instance. Let's give it a shot. There we go. Now we got something, a highly focused beam. Now if we can cast this a whole lot more times, this just makes it even more deadly. Alright, we've got something. A ridiculous one, but something that works. Alright. With that in the way, then, let's get rid of the damage boost. It does reduce our damage output a little bit, but in favor of increasing the area of effects, that's just going to make it way better. So that's going to do some ridiculous amount of damage. We will increase the damage of the floating wisps in turn. And if we ever need it, we can use the meteor here on our 4th wand. That way we can call it to do something, if needed. Alright, we won't be necessarily invincible, but everything that comes into contact with this is going to be dead, so works out. Now, if I can get some serious mana increase, that would make this even better, but I digress. Alright, what do we got? Blade of Fury, hexagonal die, tree and circlets. Let's go Blade of Fury, increase our damage output even more. That's the way forward, I wager. Let's go into the spells here. Yeah, no, this is a highly concentrated beam. Well, not a beam per se, but damn if it doesn't launch an insane amount. Okay, lose out on some shield, but that's fine. Okay, and now we've got the light version of Fuse, which is good. This would cheapen the cost of the spell at the very least. We wouldn't use lasers at the very in that regard, but yeah, I guess it depends if we want to use Fuse, doesn't it? We'll take Fuse and Floating Wisp though. Take those out, there we go. And it really just comes down to whether we want to use Fuse or not, because Fuse allows us to hone in on targets. And when this triggers, It'll still make the same thing. It's just the damage will be condensed into itself. So it's really just a determination on whether we want a 0.35 on multiple casts of Lightning Dash or something else. I guess we could do technically this. Yeah, so that way it splits into 4 anyways. I don't know, The difference between the two is laser has more of a crit rate. Would this release it technically 5 times, though? That's another thing worth mentioning. I assume this would release it 5 times, because it releases, upon the end of the Fuse spell, it casts the first spell available on the right with a 90% MP cost. At the end of the left spell, releases the right spell 4 times, and the damage of the release spell is 35%. So whether this works or not is another thing entirely. So this will be 33 if we go laser, but it will be 59.4 with the Fuse. So technically, I guess this does release 5, don't it? I think I prefer the laser. Yeah, the laser seems like the better choice here. Okay, let's recover some stamina, or mana rather. Okay, we're probably not getting that shock though. Damn. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. Ah, bugger. That really sucks. Okay, well, I guess that's that. Rip. Assault Staff. One charges 130 energy for every enemy killed. That's actually pretty funny if we do the Rock and Ball build. Or we go with the Eternal Throne. Every second stood still, we charge. I think this is a good for a offhanded slot. This is good for a primary slot if we're going to be rocking something ridiculous like the Rock and Ball build. I think we go the Assault Staff. It really is the funnier choice. Okay, there we go. But it would give us the option to do that, which would increase our power there. We'll swap this to this. And that way we can just summon some Hands of Cthulhu instead. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one, though. Throw these up. There we go. That should be good enough. Not sure whether it's a good build, but we'll just make it work. Bugger it. So man, we've missed out on two of those Crimson Rooms. That is a bummer. But at the very least, the Assault Staff was the right choice in giving us more stuff to work with. Let's get rid of the Fuse, and unfortunately, that's all I really want to get rid of. Nothing here really screams that I should get rid of it, so yeah, we'll make this work. And we'll have boulders doing some things. There we go. Easy peasy. Alright, pop this. I seriously need to get rid of some curses here. Let's just go with HP, bugger it. It's kind of funny that I'm pushing them. There we go. Grab the coin, grab the HP. Pop this open so we get a whole bunch of coins and a key, which is nice. I guess we go for more coins, because we do want to keep scaling the Prospector pick. Okay, so we're doing a lot of damage in a short period. That's the good thing. Ow. Ow. Set one chosen relic. Okay. I think I can reset one relic. Let's do that, actually. I think we can reset the Seed of Greed now. We don't really need that. And we actually get an upgrade to our Blade of Fury, up to 400. Okay, so damage output's doing well. I guess at this point we could use the Ultimate Potion, get 30% of 300. But I kind of want to push it. Okay, what do we got here? We've got Soulbone Armor, Dusty Treasure, Potion Strip. Soulbone Armor would help quite a bit, so we're actually going to wear that. We are probably going to want to use the Ultimate Potion here, but at the same time, I do want to remove the curses, so we'll just get rid of as many as we can. Here we go. Get relics. There we go. Easy peasy. And hey, we got the removal for both other curses. There we go. Done. Now we don't have to worry about curses in general. Good. Okay, Talisman of Focus, Wand's Lens, or Black Mark. This could be ridiculously funny, but we don't have the mana capacity for it, so we're going to reroll. And we get nothing better, so I'm just going to go with Elven Ears. Alright, let's go. Dispels. The power of being able to just take out enemies like this is going to be nice. Ow. Taking a few hits, but we'll be fine. There we go. Okay, one key. is not going to be enough to get through to that other room. I'll take the precise shot and the resonance rune, though. We will do this, this. Here we go. And we'll throw this in so that way we get 100% crit rates. Now, do we want the chest or do we want the room? I'm going to go with the room. Because at least there is a chance of a puzzle or something like this. And we can apply discount, so might as well. There we go. And of course I get a curse. Lovely. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, a gem. Not what I want. Are you kidding? Alright, we're getting more curses again. Avada Kedavra. Nice. We'll take one more roll. And it's the coin. Great. Okay, so this run is not looking too good. Not happy with the result, to be quite honest. But what can you do? God, that was painful. Okay, more HP, I guess. We need to, stack on HP. If we don't die, we'll be fine, I think. Okay. More HP. Oh god, we're so boned. I guess the next best thing I can do is just use the Awakening Potion and hope that does something here. That's gonna increase our damage output at least, so that's nice. Well, we did something right, at least. Ow. Okay, so something's going well with that. So if we concentrate our damage, we're doing right. Wand Spirit. Perfect. We'll grab that. We'll grab the Lightning Dash Plus, because that's just going to increase the damage output. Which is way better than the former. That's going to get us 172 damage. Which I can accept. Okay, Wand Spirits. Let's put that here. And let's see what I can come up with. I guess Floating Wisps are the way to go. We want it to have a short as hell cooldown with an automatic burst. Throw that there. The Excalibur is just gonna... Well, actually, no. We use Excalibur for this, don't we? There we go. That way Excalibur is acting as like a shield that reflects attacks as well. A convenient little sub-tool. Pull down this. We lose some experience, but that's fine. We can transform all non-boss enemies into coins if we use this. Down it real quick. There we go. There we go. Pop this. There we go. Get this, and we get, when taking damage, we teleport. Okay. I can live with that. Alright, next room. There we go. Easy peasy. Take some damage. Get some shield for our troubles, at least. And let's grab the specialty. Alright, Guardian Sprite, Potion Strip, Dusty Treasure. Nope. Merlin's Hat, Merlin Robe, or Demon Mask. I'm gonna go with... Let's go with Merlin's Robe to increase our mana regen. Probably for the best. The small edition will help. There we go. Okay, we've got some curses that we can remove. There we go. That'll be good. Grab this. We get a Wand Spirits, damage boost, and hover. We're going to go with the Wand Spirits, and we'll just tack on the damage boost there. That'll have to do. And I guess we go into the Reforge here, because I don't really want spells that badly. But we are doing well, to some extent, I would say. Although, I don't think this is going to carry us to the end, unfortunately. We'll do that. We'll merge this. There we go. That's a damage boost of 50%. And let's see. What do we want to get rid of? I guess we... Let's re-roll this into something. Here we go. Core of Flame. That's going to do some serious boost for damage. We will move the precise shots out of the way so we can actually do that. So yeah, that brings the 85 to an 85, but the damage increases by 25 points, so that's nice. And the Rockin' Balls are doing insane amounts of damage, so that's plus. But the duration is probably the biggest thing there. Alas, alas. Floating Wisps. We keep that for the eventual upgrade. Do we want the Wand Spirit? Not as badly as anything else. Okay, there we go. That's something. That's a Mimicry Cube, which we don't really need. Let's reroll this. There we go. Perfect. That will double the... Or that will give us an additional 60... or an additional 30% on the radius, and it turns these into a fiery inferno, which is nice. Now, if we can make the slots more prominent, then we're going to make this even better, but alas. The only other thing I can do is either go here and get some serious HP, or we go get another relic. I'm going to go to the spring here. It may seem like an odd choice, but we're going to use it to do this. Down this potion and get some ridiculous amount of HP. And then we'll down this, so that way we get a little bit more HP on top of it, just to save our hides. But, yeah, we're playing it a bit risky here. If I do this right, then we'll be fine. There we go. And hey, we are getting more damage output because we're doing this low health. Risky, but it pays well. Let's go for the relic here. Ow. Alright, that works. A little low on HP, but, I mean, we expected that. Okay, Blade of Fury. Well, no reason to say no to that. That's just going to increase our damage up to 450%. Because we're almost always critting. Keyword almost. But, yeah, let's go into spells here. There you go. Bit dangerous, but our chainsaw effectively is doing its work. Let's get another damage boost, and let's go for, I don't know, laser. Increase the amount of laser, increase the amount of damage. And that's the final boss, so hopefully this last room is worth it. But, probably not going to get anything good. Well, we get relics, I suppose. That's good enough. Magician's Robe gives us a reach, which we don't really want. And it removes a relic anyway, so that's not good. Spell knockback is reversed. Reduces cooldown interval. And upon entering a room, all wands have their current MP set to 0. I can tolerate that, and I can also tolerate the reversal, because we're not really trying to attack the enemy. Oh, actually, no, the mouse, or the track actually negates that effect, so there you go. Problem solved. Alright. I guess let's begin. Alright, Abyssal Lord, let's see if we can't mow you down. There we go. Done. And we get one more chance at the room here, so I think we're doing well despite the circumstances. Okay, Abundance Blessing or the Shard of Time. The Shard of Time gives us MP regen on all of wands, which is probably the biggest thing for us. So we are going to want that. We'll swap it for our 4th wand at the very least. And what we'll do here is we're actually going to do this and have... Well, do we... No, ideally we will actually... Well, no. We'll do this so that way our Hands of Cthulhu are getting the Shard of Time. We'll rely on the Assault Staff because that's just going to keep going and regenerating our mana ridiculously. So we'll go with that. And let's see what we get. Okay, I can sacrifice it all by going Reboot Key, Octagonal Die, or Hourglass of Time. I think it's far too late to use a Reboot Key, but at the same time, I'm not satisfied with that this build will actually last, so we're just going to reroll the... We're going to reroll. And yeah, we're gonna gamble a little bit. We still get the Lightning Dash build, which is perfect for us. We just need to figure out how we're going to rework everything in our favor. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see, we've got the Crimson Thorn, so anytime we take damage, we will trigger something. We've got the Clearwater Resonance, which makes everything costs... Well, it costs 30% of its maximum, but final damage is 30% as well, which isn't really great, but it could be good for a ridiculous amount of damage. If we do automatic navigate and we trigger it off something, we could make this work better. We've also got Frozen Touch, which gives us the... Frozen Touch is probably going to be a good standardized wand for us. We're going to take this off, actually. Alright. So, let's see. For every spell cast, this wand gets 1.5 energy, so the Boundary Stone of Time is pretty decent in that regard. So what we're going to have is we're probably going to have a Hand of Cthulhu get summoned every time. And we'll have the boundary cast. There we go. So we're going to have constant Hands of Cthulhu start popping out. We'll give them the slow effect, so that way they slow the enemy, which will be convenient for us. We've got automatic navigate. If we can launch our spells, that'd be ideal. We'll do fusion summon here as well. Give it the troll serum. And by doing the fusion summon, we're actually going to make a special double tentacle that comes out. Magic reservoir would be nice, but it's not going to cut it. They only do 30% damage, but they are ridiculously easy to summon. And if we do this, they'll summon even faster, so that works. Okay. Ah, perfect. We do have track, though. So we can do the track lightning dash build again. It's not ideal, given the circumstances, but there is an option. I think ideally we want to start off by doing high pressure, though. Get rid of rebound, this, and this. What I can do is I can do accelerator. Let's do a magic reservoir here, so that way we get some insane amounts of mana to work with. We'll get some homing. And these will home in on the enemy ridiculously fast. And I guess what we'll also do is use Overscatter to reduce the cooldown by ridiculous amounts. It's not ideal. I would prefer something better, but for now, until we get the Lightning Dash combo back, I think that's just going to have to be how it is. We could also do Orbit here. But no, that's actually going to make it worse, so there you go. Alright. Let's recycle the magic bullets. We don't need Thunderstorm in this instance. We'll keep the high pressure steam so we can merge it together at some point. Get rid of rebound and accelerator. We don't need this magic reservoir, but we'll keep it anyways just in case. And the rest we keep as is. And the capacity expansion stone I'm not sure what to do with, so yeah. And I guess for this, we'll do... If we do ever take damage, we'll just do a ridiculous Fire Dragon Breath scatter. Not that it really does anything. Its scatter isn't really that great, but I digress. Okay, let's go. It's not perfect, but it will do. Let's get rid of the Overscatter, because I think that's causing it ridiculous problems. Here we go. Oh, it seems like I got cursed. Oh boy. Somehow. Or that was curses that were transmogrified. Ow. Okay, take that, there we go. I mean, I could just stick it invisible, but that's not really that fun. But I digress. We've got a ridiculous amount of HP, but we just don't have the amount available right now. Okay. Okay. Grab this, pop this open. Let's see. Guardian Sprite, Fortune Earring, Lucky Bunny Ear. We're going to take the Fortune Earring. This will help us in the long run, I think. Pull down this. Get a Curse Chest. Increases all damage. Yeah, we'll take it. Whatever. We'll reduce our damage by a ridiculous amount, but that's fine. We'll live with it. Okay, I guess we can go to the shop here. Let's see, what relics do we have? Nothing too crazy. Bloodthirsty Gaze seems to be the biggest thing. We got a ridiculous amount of radius, though. So, if we can resolve our... Yeah, if we can resolve our situation with Area of Effect, we should be fine. Alrighty. I don't like any of these, so no, but we will take this. That's exactly what we needed, actually. This will give us the opportunity to use a Lightning Dash with something else. We just need to decide what we're going to use it with. I guess ideally Rock and Ball would be good. And if we do Track instead of Automatic Navigates, we should be able to make this work. Because at that point, the ball is just following our mouse at that point, and there you go. This doesn't really solve the crit problem, though, but we'll be fine. We'll make it work somehow. Take that out of the equation. Let's see what else there is. We don't really have the pickaxe, so our damage output could be better. Nothing's really looking nice to me. I guess I could take more Boundary Stone time, because the more Hands of Cthulhu we have, the better. This will just make it summon even faster. We take out the energy saving. It won't be as bad. Cooldown-wise, we don't really need that, I don't think. Yeah, we should be good. Okay, let's get more relics. So yeah, if we can now increase the duration of this, we should be able to do some serious damage output. Until then, we're just going to have to rely on our chaotic summons to do most of the work. At least to keep us safe, anyways. Can't be bad. Alright, let's see. Sorry about that. If we want the best results, I would wager Soulbone Crown would be good. But let's reroll, see what else we can get. We can get more crits, which is not what we want. I'm going to reroll again. Could get even more radius, which could be ridiculously good long term. But I'm actually going to go with the... You know, let's get radius. Why not? That radius is actually going to help quite a bit when it comes to certain things. Let's get some more HP. Ow. Okay, not a fan of the amount of damage we're taking, but it could be worse, to be fair. Well, as long as we play it safe, we should be fine. The amount of, Cthulhus we summon is gonna help quite a bit. Okay. Gotta love the boulders, though. Alright. More spells. Let's just summon more. Why not? Yeah, they're just gonna summon like crazy. Why not? We don't necessarily have to be the conduit here. Even though we can. Hey, there we go. And what's this? We got invisibility, perfect. That'll help in the long term. Multi-shot and split. Ooh, that could be really good. I think we take it for this occasion. And I guess we just take it all anyways, so there you go. Alright. Alright, there we go. Serious amount of damage. Go invisible. There we go. Now we just need to let the summons do their work. There we go. Yeah, they're doing their job perfect. I suppose I could give them more elements to work with, but eh. But yeah, no, the only thing seems to be duration that's the issue. At least in this instance, anyways. And let's see, we either go for more HP, which would help us in the long run, or we go for something else. I'm gonna go more HP, why not? At least our HP is ridiculous. Okay, max HP. Get some coin. Can't be bad. Let's see what we got here. Okay, 3 different curses, but we get 10% damage every time. We can't see our current status and resources if we take that. We randomly remove a relic. The curse disappears afterward. Or we get the slovenous. The Treed Circlet is too hard to pass up, and we don't actually get affected by the hand. We don't get affected by that curse, really. The Mask of the Hexer is pretty good. We'll take that. We just can't see our statistics, which is actually nice. It just means we gotta play more cautious, which is kind of funny to think about. Alright, well, that's that, I guess. Let's do it. Okay. So we won't be able to see what our mana does. Okay. As long as we're careful with our invisibility, we should be fine. Ow. Yeah, not a fan of the, not a fan of that. Okay. Thankfully, dodge goes hard. Ow. Okay, we're probably gonna die here at this rate. Let's see, what can we do here? Lose this in favor of doubling down here. And then we can just speed this up by doing that. Okay. Ow. Okay, yeah, no, this is a slow burn. We're probably dead here. Although it is funny to think about that we die because of this, but damn. What a mood. Ah, well. At least we're doing well with invisibility, so it's all good. Go. Nice. Okay. At least the summons are putting in work as much as they can anyways. They're really desperate to do things. Okay. Alrighty. Well, hey. At least the curses are giving us extra damage. It's not a lot, but it's enough. The woes of having a pain to your system now sucks. I think we might need the I don't know. And that's GG. That is unfortunate, but that is just the way things go. I tried to do a, better build, but can't be helped. That is a failed run, but oh well. I'm gonna wrap it up here, though. You guys have, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream all the same. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.